Okay, guys, I just wanted to give you a brief rundown on how the studio is set up for Saturday's jam session. So, of course, John, you're going to be in the usual spot right there, and I've got a guitar stand set up for you. The acoustic guitar is staged and ready for Simple Man. I'll just bring it over and plug it directly into the mixing board when we get to that song. I moved the drums over to the right to give us all a little more space to get in front of the whiteboard and talk. Alan has you put these instruments more precisely where you need them to play drums. Just kind of bias them to the right however much you can, but make sure you're comfortable. Alan, if the rototoms are in the way, I can just get them out of there if you're not going to use them, and that'll give you more space to move to the right. Alan, I also took your advice on the miking approach. I like having more mics in the drums because it gives you more control in mastering. But this was the way I freed up additional channels for the keyboards and the second vocal, which I will explain in just a minute. So, of course, Alan has a friend he's looking at inviting. His name is Mark. Apparently, he's a very professional keyboardist. I'm excited to hear his input on songs like Born to Be Wild. You listen close to that. The keyboarding is really a good contribution, and I think this guy's just going to crush it. Paul, I'm going to have you sitting in the vocal booth, and you'll be able to get good sound without a lot of drum bleed over coming into your mic. You'll lose some eye contact with the drummer, so if that's an issue, we'll bring the mic out and we'll put it in front of this door because the door is heavily padded, and that'll prevent some of that reverberation back to your mic. May not be a huge issue anyway because it's a directional mic, but I'm just trying to get the cleanest sound to every channel that I can. Of course, you can see that I've moved the amplifier that I normally have positioned by the keyboard to give us more space, make the room more open. And I want you guys to know I really put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making the channel mix really clean and not having bleed over. And I learned a few things about the board, and now I've got every channel clean without any bleed over. It's pretty nice setup. I think I'm going to have a lot of ability to master the final output. So the thing we'll really have to spend our time on then is making sure that all of the headphones give the best possible signal we can arrive at for each of you. I know it won't be perfect, but we just want each of you to have an acceptable sound of how much you hear yourself and how much you hear the rest of the band. And then I've added a pair of cordless headphones I'll be wearing. I found an additional output jack on the back of the board, so we'll all have our own headphones. That's 5 channels now, and I think that should work out really well. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. When you get here, we'll do a sound check to really make sure everybody hears what they need to hear and that none of the channels are clipping, and then we'll be ready to go, and I'm excited about Saturday. Hope you are too.